The question set before the country at the Republican convention in Tampa and Governor Romney's acceptance speech was, are you better off? It seemed like a natural question. It's not one we haven't asked before in American presidential elections when an incumbent is seeking re-election. And yet on Sunday, it quite visibly and obviously bedeviled not only people who work directly for the president's re-election campaign, but those who wish it well, top surrogates. They all struggled with it. And then Monday, there was sort of a, well, yes. How do you answer that question? And does it need a larger context? Does it need anything more than a one-word answer? Yes. Is the country better off? Are middle-class Americans better off? Because unemployment is still problematic. Wages have declined. Consumer confidence is down. Wrong track is pretty high on a historical average for a president seeking re-election. Are middle-class Americans better off?
Oh, well, they're absolutely better off. I mean, I have no problem answering the question, are people better off for today than they were 4 years ago? I mean, let's remember what was happening 4 years ago. We were facing 800,000 jobs lost a month starting as when the president came into office. Why I think that people struggled with it is that you don't want to sound congratulatory about where things are at the moment because there's still a lot of work to do. 8% unemployment is a challenge. But I don't think it's hard to answer the question when we were facing the situation we were facing that we're better off. 150,000 jobs a month is much better adding to the economy than 700,000 subtracting. You know, wages have been stagnating for a decade, but we are seeing some modest improvement in take-home salaries. And the housing market does look like it's picking up, and housing sales are going up. Now, again, we don't want to seem Pollyannish, but we are better off than we were 4 years ago.
Now, you know the context for this because some of the time that you were still in the White House, or not in the White House, but at HHS, but certainly conversant with everyone who was in the West Wing, we've gone through three incipient and then never really imagined recovery summers. There were 3 springs where the White House felt, and the economic data suggested, things were getting better.
Right.
And there were even comments from the White House saying, yes, things are getting, and twice it was labeled a recovery summer and then fell apart.
Right.
That's part of the context here. Is that part of the underlying difficulty, and is that what the White House and those who wish it well struggle with? Because 3 times there was a sense that things might get better, and 3 times in a row they fell short of expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that the challenge we've had in this with this economy is that, you know, we're at 2% GDP, between 1.5% and 2.5%. We've gotten up to 3%. It's come down below 2%. It's like an engine that won't finally kick off, right? And, you know, there have been headwinds, Europe, the Japan tsunami, gas prices, but the big struggle and why I think this election is close right now is because people are actually better off than they were 4 years ago, but we're not seeing the kind of recovery that we've seen in the past. Now, you know, my own view is that the policies that, you know, one side, Mitt Romney, is adopting are the kind of policies that would undo even what's been going on here, but that's not like an easy bumper sticker answer for anyone. And so I think, and also, you know, you don't want to seem to voters like you don't recognize the challenges they're facing by saying, like, you know what, things are great. So I understand the political bind that question has for people, or for political folks, but I think the answer is still the same, which is that we are better off than